Welcome you all another fresh morning. I am Soumya Nayak, Asst Mechanical Department at BIT. As I am continuing the classes of automobile braking systems, and previously already discussed about the drum brakes, mechanical brakes, and types of braking systems. Now I am going to discuss about the another brake system, a hydraulic brake system. We already discussed about the mechanical brake or drum brake, in which we are only apply the mechanical force to interlink the brake shoe and the brake pad toward the brake drum, for which the vehicle becomes stop and reduce the speed. But whereas today in this type of braking system, hydraulic brake system, another braking system than mechanical drum brake system, we are going to discuss about the same principle but the means of the application of the hydraulic principle or the fluid mechanics. Okay, so what about this hydraulic brake? In this type of brake system, we are generally use the hydraulic or fluid, which is mainly act as a braking system, which is not there in the previously brake system. In previously brake system, there is only linkage and mechanical system. But over here, it is also a mechanical system, but the braking system carried out by the help of a fluid mechanism. Now, hydraulic brake is the arrangement of, that's why it is known as a hydraulic system. Hydraulics means the word comes from hydro, which means fluid. And here we are going to use about the only fluid, not air. We are using the particular, that is glycol, that is diethyl glycol, and containing glycol ethers, generally used in the brake fluids. That is generally we can able to say in the market we are available in .4 or .5 type of fluid we are available in the market for the brake fluid. A hydraulic brake is an arrangement of braking mechanism which was brake typically fluid. Typically is a containing the diethyl glycol that I already told about it, to transfer the pressure from the controlling mechanism to the braking mechanism. The hydraulic brake system is a modern vehicle we are able to use in the hydraulic braking system by means of fluid mechanism. Where what happened when and where we are able to use this hydraulic braking system? Hydraulic brake system we are generally used in the modern vehicle. In the modern vehicle where the effort of the brake is very less, but the advantage of the brake system is very high. By gives very much less effort of brake, we are getting a high efficiency of braking system. At that time or at that moment of application, we are going to use the hydraulic brake. In hydraulic brake, the main thing is that the brake pedal to the brake shoe or the brake pad, the complete mechanism is carried out by the pressure, by means of development of the pressure through the development of the fluid, through the fluid. Using the fluid pressure, transmit the force from the brake pedal to the brake pads. Now, when the pedal is pressed, okay, generally how it is worked, the working principle of the hydraulic brake is that when the brake pedal is first pressed, at that time what happens, there is a master cylinder containing the fluid. That fluid is get pushed by means of retracting spring. That fluid moves through the different type of pipes, arrangement pipes, to that of wheel. In wheel there is a connected by a drum. In drum there is a brake shoe. In the brake shoe there is a piston and retracting spring. In that brake shoe, what's happened, the piston get moves attached to the brake shoe to the brake drum to reduce the speed of the vehicle and finally get stop the vehicle. After the release of the brake, the same principle occur in the reverse way. The fluid come back to the master cylinder, the piston get released and the brake shoe not get connected with the by means of brake drum, in which vehicle can move forward. In hydraulic braking system, mainly in automobile, release the fluid in the operation by incredible efficiency and efficient by self-lubrication. Another things over in hydraulic braking system is that it is self-lubricated. The different part of the system is get self-lubricated because it is containing the fluid. It helpful by means of braking system. Also different components of the braking system can able to get means of self-lubricant. No other fluid can able to use, or extraordinary fluid we cannot be used over here for the lubrication. So that is another advantages of this hydraulic brake. In the hydraulic braking system can deliver very high efficiency in the modern vehicle, different type of car, different type of modern vehicle, car, racing vehicle, whatever maybe the vehicles are there. In the model generations vehicles where there is a braking effort is very less but high efficiency we are able to get, at that time the hydraulic brake which are going to apply in it. Next is which physics law in this hydraulic brake the functioning takes place according means of Pascal's law. In the Pascal's law, what's happened? The fluid get distributed equally throughout the system. The fluid is get distributed throughout the system by means of application from a single point. Okay, the pressure exerted by means of confined fluid transmitted equally in all the direction enable the effective braking mechanism in various automotive application. This is Pascal's law. In this Pascal's law, what happened? according means of Pascal's law, it is applied in this, the hydraulic braking system. In each and every wheel, in the four wheel, we are going to getting the same braking effect by pressing the brake pedal at a single point. The efficiency of hydraulic braking system determined by the ability of convert the mechanical energy or the vehicle motion into the hydraulic pressure used to apply force on the brake shoe or the brake pad. सिंपल फंडामेंटल इसका कंप्लीटली फिजियोलॉजिकल डेफिनेशन यही है कि अगर ब्रेक पेडल को पुश किया जाएगा, उसमें एक मास्टर सिलेंडर है, उस मास्टर सिलेंडर में एक फ्लूइड होती है, वो डाइथाइल ग्लाइकॉल या ग्लाइकॉल इथर होता है, वो फ्लूइड ट्रांसमिट होता है पाइपलाइन से ट्रांसमिट होकर ब्रेक शू के पास जाता है, ब्रेक शू ब्रेक पैड के साथ कनेक्ट होता है, कनेक्ट होने के बाद वो ब्रेक ड्रम को टच करता है, आफ्टर गेट कनेक्टेड बाय मींस ऑफ फ्रिक्शन पैड, व्हाट्स हैपेंड, द ड्रम विल रिड्यूस इट्स स्पीड, उसके बाद वो स्पीड धीरे धीरे रिड्यूस होकर फाइनली वो ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम में आ जाता है, व्हीकल रुक जाता है, स्टॉप हो जाता है। और जब ब्रेक को रिलीज किया जाता है, वो पिस्टन फिर से रिलीज हो जाता है, वो फ्लूइड फिर से रिलीज होकर मास्टर सिलेंडर को आ जाता है और अगेन व्हीकल रन होता है। इट इज सिंपल मैकेनिज्म ऑफ द हाइड्रोलिक ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम। नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द सिमेट्रिक डायग्राम, हाउ इट इज वर्किंग अबाउट इट। दिस इज द फोर व्हील आर देयर, 1 2 3 4। This is the front of the vehicle. Okay, this one is the front of the vehicle, the front part of the vehicle, and this one is the rear part of the vehicle. The rear part having two wheel, the front part having two wheel. Totally four wheels are there. Over here, every one single component of wheel, the same design principle get applied at similar structure by means of four wheel. Okay, in the first wheel there is a retracting spring, which I already discussed in the mechanical drum system. In the retracting spring, what happened in retracting spring, it just replaced by means of positioning the position by means of application of the forces. एक बार अगर फोर्स दिया गया है, अगर पिस्टन से फ्लूइड दिया गया है, ब्रेक रिलीज होने के बाद उसको फिर से ओरिजिनल पोजीशन में लाने के लिए ये रिट्रैक्टिंग स्प्रिंग काम करता है। ये चार व्हील में रिट्रैक्टिंग स्प्रिंग है। नेक्स्ट इज देयर इज ए ब्रेक शू ओवर हियर, दिस इज नोन एज ब्रेक शू। ओके, next this brake shoe connected by means of brake drum. Next another thing is piston. This piston, okay, this type of piston present in the four wheel. ये जो piston है ये चार wheel में piston connected है। okay, ये छोटा छोटा जो आगे में है वो ये चार piston है, this four piston connected in the four wheels are there. What happened? What is the function of this piston? The piston function is that when the fluid get passes, at the time the piston get expand and released. When it get expand, it just force this brake shoe to connect with the brake drum. The vehicle will remain stop. When get released, piston get released and the brake shoe disconnect from the brake drum, and it is vehicle get another running position. The braking system get overcut. This piston retracting pin same is the both rear wheel and this front wheel. This one is the brake shoe. The outer side is brake drum. Same thing, and the inner in which all the brake component are there is known as wheel cylinder. Next is main important thing over here, brake pedal. From here the braking system started. In this brake pedal, the driver pushes the brake, give the force from this system, the brake pedal. The braking system started from the initial part, that is from the brake pedal. This is the pivot arrangement. Okay, this is the pivot arrangement which get connected with the main cylinder or main, that is known as master cylinder. This master cylinder containing diethyl ether or diethyl glycol or glycol ether or .4 or .5 brake fluid. Okay, इसमें सारे फ्लूइड होता है, ब्रेक फ्लूइड इसमें भरा हुआ होता है मास्टर सिलेंडर में, ये सबसे ज्यादा फ्लूइड कंटेन करता है। एंड इन दिस देयर इज ए पिस्टन, इसके अंदर एक सबसे बड़ा पिस्टन है। ओके, व्हेन ब्रेक इज जस्ट pressed over here, the piston get pushed. If piston push, at that time what happened, the fluid present in this cylinder get pushed by means of this returning spring is helped by means of releasing. I will discuss, but now what happened when the driver push the brake, okay, when give the push brake, at that time the piston, the main master cylinder piston push forward. When push forward, the amount of fluid present in master cylinder, it just get pushed and transmit by means of these transmitted pipes, okay, and come to this cylinder. small piston cylinder or wheel cylinder. After that, this piston get connected by means of force, the brake shoe connected to the brake drum, the vehicle gets stopped. And when the vehicle get released, when the brake pedal get released, with the help of this returning spring, piston come to original position, all the fluid from the four wheel come to the original position, and the vehicle continue again the same motion of the continuity motion by overgot the braking system. This is all about the working principle and symmetry diagram of the hydraulic brake system. For the better understanding, we go for the animated video of this hydraulic braking system. In this hydraulic braking system, there is a brake pedal, master cylinder, wheel cylinder, brake shoe. This is a bleeding valve. Generally, bleeding means to remove the air. The process of bleeding is generally defined as the removal of the air from the completely hydraulic system. Basically, how hydraulic brake works, in this animated video, you can able to understand this better. First of all, we are going to apply brake from the brake pedal. After application of brake pedal, pressure the fluid in the master cylinder. The green box is the master cylinder. The fluid is get passes by means of aroma towards the brown color pipe, that is connecting pipe to the means wheel cylinder or the wheel cylinder part. This pressure energy, then brake pistons are there. This yellow color, these two yellow color are the brake piston. This brake piston now get the fluid pressure, which is get transmitted by means of pipes, moves and pressurize the brake shoe. The brake piston moves and pressurize the brake shoe. Okay. When the brake piston is moved, it just connected by means of brake shoe. Then brake shoe moves and connected to the brake drum. When the brake shoe moves, it's connected to means brake drum. The vehicle gets stopped. The brake is applied. Now it is question how bleeding takes place. Bleeding means removal of air. Okay. Brake bleeding is drawn by through a bleeding valve. Okay. Bleeding valve is the arrangement of the bleeding valve. Okay. Is the bleeding nipple is the first position where the connected means pipe takes place. Then pipe is connected to the nipple and the dipped in a jar with a brake fluid. उसके बाद क्या होता है ना, ये जो भाल्व है ये जार के अंदर फिल होता है, मैंने ब्रेक फ्लूइड को एयर रिमूव करने के लिए यूज किया जाता है, उसको प्रोसेस को ब्रेक ब्लीडिंग कहते हैं. When the brake bleeding procedure takes place, initially the top of the master cylinder with brake fluid will be first of all is remain closed. When the brake is pressed at that time, the bleeding valve should be remain closed. Okay, the brake is applied by keeping the bleed valve should be closed. Okay, first of all the brake is applied, the bleeding valve remaining closed, so the fluid get transmit to green, that is master cylinder, to transmitting pipe to wheel cylinder. Now the brake valve or the brake bleed valve is closed. Next we can apply the brake pedal. Then apply the brake pedal in the master cylinder, the fluid get moved toward the transmitting pipe toward the wheel cylinder or piston or drum. Then the pressure is developed. Then what's happened? Now open the bleed valve. Now if you open the bleed valve, what's happened? The fluid which is present in the blue color brake drum is transmitted to the yellow color jar air, and then the air escape out. The bubble structure which is arranged over here, the bubble is the air escaping. The air is just removing from the fluid. The bubble is just indicate that air is removed from the fluid, and the fluid is just transmitted to the yellow color jar from the brake drum. Now what happens? Same procedure we will going to apply. Again close the bleed valve and release the brake pedal. Now after releasing of the air, you can able to close the bleed valve. Now the bleed valve is closed, the brake pedal is released. All the fluid is there in the brake drum, move to the master cylinder. Okay. So brake is released by keeping the bleed valve closed, and also brake is pressed by keeping the bleed valve closed. Brake pedal should only be released by keeping the bleed valve closed, and or else it will be suck the air from the atmospheric to the wheel cylinder. Okay. सिंपल फंडामेंटल इज, यहाँ पे ये दिखाया गया है, अगर हम ब्लीडिंग भाल्व, ये जो ब्लीडिंग भाल्व है इसको अगर हम क्लोज नहीं करेंगे. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट डू मीन बाय ब्लीडिंग? ब्लीडिंग मीन्स टू एस्केपिंग द एयर फ्रॉम द हाइड्रोलिक फ्लूइड. अगर फ्लूइड है, अगर उसके अंदर एयर रह गया, अगर एयर बबल रह गया, तो ब्रेकिंग सिस्टम एफिशिएंसी कम हो जाएगा और एफिशिएंट ब्रेकिंग नहीं मिलेगा. For that purposes, what's happened? We are going to escape the air from the hydraulic fluid mechanism. To remove the air, we are using this bleeding valve or bleeding mechanism. That is the process is known as bleeding. Okay. So what happened over here? If you do not close this bleeding valve during the time of escape of the air, then what's happened? The outermost air get inside the hydraulic fluid and the air bubble again generated much more than the before. For that purposes, we are going to close the bleeding valve during the pressing of the brake. During the releasing of the brake, we should close the bleeding valve. Okay, this is the general fundamental of this. When this bleeding occur frequently. 15 days you can able to do 15 days one time in the 15 days or monthly 2 times. It is generally instructed that we can able to, if vehicle is running regularly, then you can able to check the bleeding of the hydraulic fluid in monthly 2 times, because the amount of air bubble get generated inside it get removed. The efficient braking system will be going to get occur in your vehicle system. Okay, this is all about the working principle of the hydraulic system. Next, we are going to discuss about advantages and disadvantages of hydraulic system. The advantages of hydraulic system of the braking system is that equal braking action. Means as the Pascal law I already discusses, equal forces all the forces. That's why it is the equal braking action in all the forces. No indistributed in parallelly distributed of the forces. Then increase the braking force. Increase the braking force means very less effort we can able to increase the braking forces. Simple construction, not very complex one. Then low brake lining wear. The wear tear of this system is very less, and then the high flexibility. The flexibility also is very high, and the cost also maintenance also not maintenance also not so much high, but also it is certain much increases with comparable by means of mechanical brake. Increase mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage means the efficiency of the braking system is much more higher than the mechanical drum brake. What the disadvantage? Disadvantage is, the main disadvantage is, as it is containing the fluid, so leakage is one of the most disadvantage in this system. Once there is one point of leakage, then completely whole system should be replaced, because there is no reparation takes place in this hydraulic braking system. This is the greatest disadvantage of this system. Means once there is a brake failure or once there is a leakage, we are going to completely change the hydraulic brake system. Then air contamination, which I already discussed, the bleeding system. Frequently you have to do the bleeding system in monthly twice. Is another type of extra work that we are going to do in this braking system, which is not there in the previously mechanical drum brake system. Increase maintenance, as there is two extra function over here. That's why the maintenance also increases over here. Construction is not very complex, similar to the mechanical drum, but as fluid is there, another master cylinder is there, so it is not so much complex. It is not a greatest disadvantage. But the greatest disadvantage of the system is fluid leakage and air contamination, which is going to get replaced by further braking system. In the next classes, I will going to discuss about air brake. It is also a type of fluid, but in this fluid we are only use the air as a working fluid, whereas in the hydraulic braking system we are using only the glycol ether or the diethyl ether as a fluid part. So up to stay tuned for my next video. Thank you very much.